as far as orchestration is concerned, I'm sure anyone listening or watching this right now have come across Kubernetes or something like that. But could you explain in a nutshell what orchestration technologies really allow you to do? What are the benefits that come with using orchestration technologies in a edge computing setup?
Yeah, I mean, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to you've got a list of devices, like a lot of times, like if you think of a normal IoT platform and you're registering devices, there's some kind of registry where you're entering device number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's its identity and here's its security token or whatever. And then you're doing the same thing with edge devices. I've got edge devices, machines, whatever, 1 through 100. And then for each one of those, edge device number 1 might be talking to device 1 through 25. And, you understand the next one's doing 25 through 50. Part of this is just organizing for you as an administrator to just have your head wrapped around it. Because you might want to be able to see it visually. And so when I say orchestration, what I mean, it is organization. It's saying I'm deploying these devices and these edge nodes, and these endpoint devices belong to this particular edge node. And maybe I can see it visually in my IoT platform or whatever tool I'm using. Also, though, how it connects back to your server or your cloud, maybe orchestrator, the single place, like devices, we all understand that a device sends telemetry to your server, you catch that data and you do something with it. The edge nodes have to do the same thing. When you go configure an edge compute node in the field, whatever it happens to be, it needs to make an outbound only connection to your server, maybe the first time you turn it on. Because it has its own unique identifier and security token, calls into your platform and says, hey, I'm edge node number 75 and here's my security, and your platform goes, oh yeah, okay, I know who you are, you're cool. And then I see that you're supposed to talk to IoT devices 1 through 25. And so by making that connection, and behind the scenes, it's all databases and stuff, right? But by making that connection in the database and security-wise, then your server platform can say, oh, okay, since you're talking to these devices, I'm going to download the digital twin definitions to you so that you'll know what to do locally, because I might be disconnected from you sometimes. You may not be able to reach the cloud, and you might have to keep working alone by yourself. So that orchestration is the organization, it's the connection, it's pushing the logic there. And again, being able to define the logic in one place. It could be simple things, or it could be machine learning with containers like you talked about. But that whole thing, you need to have those data pathways to work. And there's always the security element to this deal. So not only is the edge authenticating, it's also good, I know this sounds weird, always just do outbound only connections from your IoT devices as well as your edge devices. So the edge device should not ever be listening to get a connection from your cloud platform that's orchestrating. It should always do an outbound connection only, because you don't want to make a larger attack surface. Every time you're listening, like basically putting a web server or something, you're opening up your attack surface for hackers. And so having that edge node call out, here's who I am. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna use that same outbound connection you made. Like if you're using a bidirectional thing like WebSockets or MQTT or different things, you can download bits so it can do its thing. Whether it's using, and it may or may not be using containers, you never know. But then in your platform, you'll be able to see visually, I've got all these edge nodes and they're all over the world and they're talking to these devices, and I know exactly what all of them is doing, just so you won't go insane with so many devices out there. So it really is organization.